All right, it's 101. So let's get started. Thank you for joining our webinar today. My name is Ben Victorica with KnowledgeNet, and I'm joined by Dan Harper. Our goal today is to provide you an overview of how AI is driving sales results. First, you're going to hear from Dan, his experience and resources through his partnership with Sales Xceleration, and then I'll provide you an overview and demonstration of KnowledgeNet. During our webinar, if you have any questions, please add them to the Q&A below, and we'll answer the questions during the webinar. Dan? Please tell us about yourself and your role at Sales Xceleration.
Excellent. Thanks, guys. Glad to be with all of you today. If you've heard anything before, right, you've heard all the rage about fractional. Well, that's what I do with Sales Xceleration is fractional sales expertise and leadership. But it comes in many shapes and sizes. So, it comes in the looks of it may be an assessment of an existing team that you're working with or that you have. It may come in the form of looking at more behind the scenes and infrastructure type work where it's looking at your CRM, your comp plans, your forecasting, your people, are they the right people and so forth, up to and including things like, fractional sales leadership and actually, taking leadership of the team while still doing all of that infrastructure type work and helping you build a repeatable sales machine. There's a number of different ways that we engage with folks, and as you can see and understand, but understand it's not a set process that we come in with. It's not cookie cutter. You can see here, guys, whether that includes recruiting and hiring or then bringing on, training and coaching. It's not a cookie cutter program. It is customized to the need, but this just gives you an idea or a glimpse of all the different ways that I engage and help small, medium-sized business. But a lot of that also comes into really helping them realize and identify their ideal customer profile as well. And so I'm sure all of you on the webinar here today have heard this ICP. You may have it in your company, but at the end of the day, how many of you could really, if we opened the mic and said, okay, you got 60 seconds, go. How many of you could truly say what that is? A lot of companies, a lot of revenue drivers can't, and you should. Because again, think of it. If you don't have an ICP, then you're selling to everybody. And if you're selling to everybody, you're wasting a lot of time, you're wasting a lot of money and a lot of effort. So what we want to help you do is identify that ICP. And then it's like, how many times have you said in your own business, oh, that was such a great engagement, such a great customer. I wish I could clone them. Well, cloning them is your ICP, because once you've cloned them, you go find all of those clones out there into the marketplace. And that's really why I want to make sure that we have the bulk of our time today talking with Ben and KnowledgeNet, because it's not just knowing your ideal candidate, your ideal customer profile. It's them, what do you do with that information? That is where I will just come back to say, if you haven't identified that, you want to talk more about what that looks like, by all means, you've got our contact information. You can reach out to me. I'm happy to share more. What I'm finding through my engagements and through just business owners and my network is, folks just can really get bogged down in that process. Well, I'm happy to help you with that. But then even from there, sometimes it's like, great, we've got it. Now, what do we do? And there's a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of resources that are spent focusing on those ideal customer profiles. I mean, if you just look here on this slide, we talk about, how much time do your people spend on LinkedIn trying to connect with, research, find, whatever. Zoom info. I'm seeing folks in the marketplace that are paying $15,000, even $30,000 a year for Zoom info, which used to be great. Now it's dated. The accuracy is questionable. But then you look at Google ads. Are they going to the right people? Just all of these things, from newsletters, even to the expense of hiring full-time people. But who are they talking to? Who are they reaching out to? So not only is there a lot of wasted time and energy, but a lot of wasted money that we're going to show you why I'm so excited about KnowledgeNet and what Ben can share with you on the tremendous value and return on investment that's available to you. So Ben, why don't you talk more about the tool itself?
Excellent, Dan. Thank you very much. And just to add on to what Dan was talking about as far as expense and time, the worst part about that is that with all that expense, there still isn't a yield of results. When they operationalize that and they send out hundreds of emails, maybe with generic messages, they're getting less than 1% of response. It's 1/4 of 1%. And if they have sales development reps, business development reps making cold calls, they're also achieving less than a 1% return of their outbound calling efforts. So how can we accelerate that? Like, how can we deliver prioritized warm referrals, people in your network already that can give you a warm introduction? With KnowledgeNet, we're able to do this in less than 10 days. The goal is, of course, to help you grow revenue and reduce the costs that we were talking about, contact sources and LinkedIn Navigator, ChatGPT, and doing this by leveraging your relationships. The way that it works is we create an organization for your company and we add the users, typically the sales team, the people that are contacting customers. They sync their email and their LinkedIn connections to that KnowledgeNet organization, to your secure KnowledgeNet organization. And then we use AI to connect all of this information going back 1 year through your emails and meetings and generate the relationship intelligence, generate the connection paths. And then we leverage this to give you insights and provide you with additional uses of AI. The impact is that we're able to provide for you the warm introductions, who in your network's network can introduce you to that person that you're trying to reach, provide you details of who in your network has changed jobs. Maybe a great customer has gone to work for a new company and you're not aware of that, but we give you that insight so you can follow up with them and make them a customer with their new company. Part of this is that we provide you access to 280 million contacts with very detailed filters that match your ICP. So you can find prospects. And in addition to that, the AI-generated email personality profiles, we're able to share with you what customers or prospects have visited your website anonymously. We call that web traffic intelligence. And we can leverage ChatGPT and other technologies to provide customized AI-generated emails. So the key part is leveraging relationship intelligence, providing exact information of how you are connected to that prospect through your existing network. And when you identify that prospect, providing you personality intelligence so that you know how to message, how to meet with this prospect in a way that it's going to be most meaningful to them. And then as you are leveraging KnowledgeNet to write emails to them automatically, it's taken into account the personality intelligence and the relationship intelligence to create highly personalized emails to them. But going back to how can we do this in less than 10 days? Prioritize these leads and have your sales team be able to generate revenue in less than 30 days. And the way that we do that is that we use AI to search through 280 million contacts, leveraging the two things that we've been talking about: your relationships that we build using KnowledgeNet, your ideal customer profile, and then we use AI to prioritize first and deliver these 1,000 leads, every single one of them with a warm introduction. And we deliver these results. We've been working nationwide with Sales Xceleration. We have sales in every corner of the U.S. We can provide you with reference customers. One of them is CDI Corporation that in less than 4 months, they closed $14 million worth of business, and it all started with KnowledgeNet. So we can give you the contact information of people to talk to. Part of the way that we are working with customers and accelerating is by packaging up these components. So we provide you with licensing of KnowledgeNet for 12 months so that you can use it a la carte fashion and to generate these emails for the prioritized leads. We provide the 1,000 prioritized leads upfront. We allow you to use the web traffic intelligence for a month. And for this entire package, we charge $1,000. Essentially, It's the same cost of subscription fees for a year, but it's at a significant discount. Number one thing that we are helping them up front with prioritizing their leads and getting them started, because they all want to grow their business very quickly. Starting that in less than 30 days shows the most impact. But some of you may not have sales teams, but you still want to start. So KnowledgeNet is priced at $30 per user per month. There's no contract, so you can go month to month. And then once you see value, you could have an annual contract and drop the pricing to $25 per user per month. Let me give you a demonstration of how KnowledgeNet works. Let's say that I am in the plastics industry and I'm an extruder of plastics and I'm looking for customers. Let's say that I want to contact one of them, Nationwide Gutter, so I can sell them extruded plastic gutters. I have the KnowledgeNet Chrome extension here on the right-hand side, and if I click on it, I'm able to see information about Nationwide Gutter. And the first thing I see is that no one in my organization has ever contacted this customer, but my network can introduce me. So Joe English has a 2 degree of separation from Renee Grossman. I can click here and I can see exactly how Joe and I are connected. We've had 7 meetings and 96 emails. And Joe and Renee are connected, and Renee is the founder of Nationwide Gutter. So if I like this connection path and I want to ask Joe for that introduction, all I have to do is click this purple button, Write Intro Email. And it'll package up this relationship intelligence into an email asking Joe to please introduce me to Renee. Once I have been introduced to him, I may want to find out more information about Renee. So if I go to Renee's profile here, I can go to his LinkedIn page. I can click on the information tab. And in the information tab, I can see information like his cell phone number, which I've hidden here because we're on a national webinar. I can click here and get his personality profile, which will help me when I'm going to have a meeting with him so that I can present to him and communicate to him in a way that's going to be most impactful. So if I click here, I'm able to see things that are motivators and drainers for him, the communication style that I should follow, how we should work together, and recommendations of do's and don'ts for meeting and speaking with Renee. None of this is his profile, but I wanted to show you exactly the example of how this would work. If I close this box here, and if I didn't have a connection path, an introduction like from Joe English, I could use AI to write an email. And this isn't just any email. This is a specific one that's coming from me and my role and information about my company. It's going to Renee and information about him and his company. So it customizes that into a custom prompt in ChatGPT, which is embedded in KnowledgeNet. When I click the next button, it generates that email that I can also customize by clicking here and changing the length of the email or changing anything that I want. So there's an automatic draft. Close this box here and show you how to add Renee to my CRM, because this is a prospect that I want to continue with. I can click this list area and then just add them to any one of my CRM systems that I have. And then if I go back to the company itself and I click the information tab here, then I'm able to see things about the company, access all of the employees at the company, and I can use AI to find similar companies. Again, I'm a plastics manufacturer. I'm looking for as many companies as I can. If I click there, it packages up information about Nationwide Gutter and shows me potential alternatives in the market. I can keep asking for 10 more through ChatGPT, or I can use KnowledgeNet to search over 70 million companies and find in the keyword search of gutters, find 3,293 companies nationwide that focus on gutters. The other thing I could do would be to search people. We have actually now 280 million contacts with the detailed filtering that I mentioned earlier, that you're able to find people in industries and by job role and title to help you grow your business. So thank you for letting me share this overview and demo. Dan, I'm going to turn it back over to you now.
Yeah, thanks, Ben, because now you guys, again, I know that was super fast, but you can see why I'm so excited about this. I mean, in my role, I get hit up with a lot of different, tools and things people want me to see, to recommend, and I don't go there. I just get bombarded with them. But with KnowledgeNet, I'm just so excited because I've seen firsthand with clients. I've seen firsthand in my own playing around with it, what a valuable tool it is. So if you need help with this, if you need help with just sales, revenue generating, by all means, reach out to Ben, myself, and we can certainly talk about any of these areas that you see addressed here. But a new tool that I've also just now launching, I'd like to just share a little bit of the framework of what I call framework. What this is again a little bit different, because I found as I was working with clients and talking with business owners, sometimes they're just even like, gosh, Dan, yeah, I don't even know where to start, right? I don't even know what I don't have, and so forth. And so sometimes we just found there was a miss. So what my new offering is instead of a full engagement, it's 6 days over 12 months of helping you build a framework of your sales organization. So we're going to meet basically a couple of days to start, and then quarterly, and with an annual wrap up. And by the end of this, you will have a working framework that's going to include your strategy. We're going to start at the executive level, then we're going to get down to your sales leadership and identifying that ICP. We're going to then figure out some revenue forecasting. We're going to look at your team and analyze, do we have the right people and are they in their right roles? And then we start putting together some goals and metrics that we're going to hold them accountable for by your own leadership and with your own documented process to do this. So it's just a great way to really build a repeatable foundation and repeatable processes to come out of that sets you up for immediate success, long-term success, and long-term added value if you're ever looking to exit your business as well. So just wanted to kind of get a plug in on that. If you got any other questions, again, feel free to reach out. But with that, Ben, I think, should we open it up, see if we've got any questions from the group?
Yeah, I do have a question already. The one question is, how long does it take to get started using KnowledgeNet? And the answer is that in less than 5 minutes, we can create a KnowledgeNet organization for your company and invite the users. The users can get started using KnowledgeNet instantly. They can get contact information from 280 million contacts. And in just a couple of minutes, they can set up and sync their LinkedIn and their emails. And because we live where they work, there's really no training required, even though we do provide it. So I'm going to stop sharing here and see if there's additional questions. Dan, I don't see any additional questions, so we should probably wrap up. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. And if you do have questions, we'll redisplay our contact information if you want to talk to Dan about anything that he can provide as a fractional VP of sales, or if you're interested in a one-on-one custom demonstration about your business regarding KnowledgeNet, we'll be happy to meet with you.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining today. We appreciate you taking time out of busy schedules. Great to share this with you, and we look forward to hearing from and look forward to celebrating future success with all of you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.